Hello all, welcome to Diploma CED training on PHP. I am Srivatsa D. Perur, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Science and Engineering, KLS Gokhale Institute of Technology, Belgavi. Basically, we are going to deal about with PHP in this session. So, PHP is a server-side scripting language designed specifically for the web. Within an HTML page, you can embed PHP code that will be executed each time the page is visited. The PHP code is interpreted as a web server and generates HTML or output as the other visitors will see. So as this says, it is a server-side scripting language. That is, it is done at the back end. One of the famous website which uses PHP for its coding is the Facebook. So here, this PHP language is used to design the web, or it is very specifically used to design the web. Within an HTML page, you can able to use this PHP and this will be executed each time the page is visited. You can embed this PHP code which you have written within the HTML tags, and whenever the page is visited using this HTML tag, the PHP code automatically runs. The PHP code is interpreted at the web server and generates HTML or other output that the visitor will see. So as I said, PHP is a server-side scripting language. It is done at the back end. So the web server uses or interprets this PHP code from the HTML request which has been sent by the end user, and it returns back the output that the visitor will see. So the timeline of PHP. So this might be important for your diploma CET. Questions might be asked from this part. So timeline of PHP. When this PHP was started, who had started this? This comes under this timeline. Timeline in the sense it is the history of PHP. So in 1994, created by Rasmus Lesdorf, a software engineer who was a part of Apache team. So he is called as the father of PHP. Remember, Rasmus Lesdorf is the father of PHP. PHP came into existence in 1994. In 1995, he called it as a personal homepage tool. Okay, he called it as personal homepage tool. This was the first name which was given for PHP, and then released as version 2 with the name of PHP/FI, that is form interpreter, to analyze SQL queries. So as I said, this is a scripting language. It used to analyze the SQL queries in the name of PHP/FI, where FI stands for form interpreter. In the mid of 1997 or half of 1997, this was used by 50,000 websites. So it was generated in 1994. By 1997, it was used by at most 50,000 websites for their creation. During 1998 or in the term of 1998, this number raised to 1 lakh. Okay, this is just the statistics. If it has been asked, so it might be asked, so please just give a look at this. And at the end of 1999, 10 lakh websites use this PHP. So this is the history of PHP. So there are 4 different languages that are similar to PHP, that are similar in the sense it is the server side scripting languages which can be used in place of this PHP. Those are Perl, ASP, JSP, and Ruby. Practical extraction and report language. Perl, the full form of Perl is practical extraction and report language. Please keep this in mind. And ASP, active server pages. JSP is Java server pages. And Ruby. You might have heard of all these things. Please keep it in mind. These are the 4 similar languages that are in line with PHP, or that can be used in place of PHP. One is practical extraction and report language, that is Perl, and you can use active server pages, ASP. You can use Java server pages or Ruby. So this is something about the languages which are similar to PHP. And timeline, as I said, so 1994, this was created by Rasmus Lesdorf. So keep the name in mind, Rasmus Lesdorf. This has been asked in previous year question papers also. So PHP, the father of PHP is dash. So the options were given. So the right answer would be Rasmus Lesdorf, who was a software engineer and he was a part of Apache term. So why do we use this PHP? If I am using this PHP, what are the advantages of it? So without any advantages, we will not be using any of the things, right? So here, in the same lines, what are the advantages of using this PHP? So the first advantage is it is an open source. PHP is an open source language. It is easy to use. C-like and Perl-like syntax. The syntax which you use in PHP is very simple and it is easy to use. It is stable and fast. It can be used in multi-platforms. So it supports for many databases. It has many databases support. Many common built-in libraries. This plays an important role as a part of any scripting language or a language. So built-in libraries, if the number of built-in libraries are more, then the program or the language can be used very easily. Pre-installed in Linux distributions. So this PHP comes as pre-installed distributions in the Linux operating systems. So the advantages of PHP are it is open source, it is easy to use, it is stable and fast, it is multi-platform, it can be used in multi-platform, then it has the support of many databases, it has many common built-in libraries, it has pre-installed in Linux distributions. PHP comes as pre-installed in any of the Linux distributions you take. So how this web page can be generated by using the PHP. Here you see three block diagrams. One is client browser, one is the Apache, and one is the PHP module. Client browser is the browser which the end user use. Suppose I am giving a request using one browser through HTTP. So then it goes on to the web server, searches for whatever request I have asked for, and if it is present, it returns back. This is the work of HTTP, correct? So here, if I have embedded a PHP module in my HTML tag, then from the request which I have sent from the client browser will be going to the web server. From this web server, it reaches to the PHP module, and then if the request is accepted, or if the requested page is present there, or if the requested module is present, then it returns back to the Apache web server, and from the web server we get the responses onto the user end. So this is how we are going to generate the web pages using PHP. The same thing has been given here. Client from the browser send HTTP request with post or get variables. You might have been very well versed in this post or get variables using this HTTP. So client from the browser sends HTTP request. The client who is using here will send the HTTP request. Here one sends the HTTP request onto the web server. Next, what happens is the Apache recognizes that the PHP script is requested and sends the request to the PHP module. Whenever a client requests for a PHP script to the web server, this identifies that he has requested for a PHP script. Then what this Apache web server does, it resends that PHP script which has been requested to the PHP module which is being present. Then PHP interpreter executes PHP script, collects the script output and sends it back. In this PHP module, what happens is, this is a PHP interpreter. Whatever the request it gets from this Apache web server will be processed. It executes the PHP script here, and whatever the result you get from that particular PHP script is collected back and it will be sent back to the web server. That is the step 3. What happens in the step 4? Apache replies to the client using the PHP script output as HTML output. So whatever the output it has got from the PHP module, that will be sent back onto the user side as the result or as the requested page. So this is how generation of web pages or a generation of client request is done using the PHP. What happens? Let us gather it once. So the client who is using a browser sends a request using HTTP. That is the first step to the web server. So here in the web server, what happens is it will check if there is a PHP script request. If there is a PHP script request, then this Apache web server in the step 2 goes for this or sends that request to the PHP module. In this PHP module or PHP interpreter, it will check the PHP script, it will execute the PHP script, and whatever the output that comes in this PHP script will be sent back to the Apache web server. That is step 3. And this web server, which has got the output from the PHP module, will send it back as a result to the client browser. That is a step 4. So this is what happens in the process of generating the web pages. Okay, clear with this? So now this is a simple hello world program in PHP. Note that every PHP program start with the angular brace followed by a question mark, and you will be having PHP here. Okay, it will be followed by PHP. This echo is a command which is used to print the line, or which echo is a command to print whatever has been specified in the double quotes here. So here in this double quote I have specified hello world. So when I execute this echo statement, then the output of the program will be hello world. Instead of this echo, you can also use the print statement. You can also use the print statement as you use in the C programming. So print space double quotes followed by the content or the thing which you want to be displayed on the web page or displayed on any platform. So that can be put there, and then the end of this particular thing will be in question mark followed by the angular braces. It starts with an angular braces and question mark, it ends with question mark and angular braces. So this is a simple skeleton of the PHP language or PHP scripting language. So as you can see, if I am using this /html, it shows that it is the end of the HTML file. So this code can be imbibed or can be put in the form of PHP program within the HTML tags which you are using there. Fine. So next, here we are going to look out for variables. PHP has a total of 8 data types which we can use to construct our variables. So which are the data types? Integers, double, boolean, null, strings, arrays, objects. So integers, as you are aware, are the whole numbers without any decimal point. So if there is a decimal point, then it becomes double, correct? So integers are the whole numbers. For example, 4195, 123, 567. These are all the variables which come under the data type called as integers. Doubles, these are the floating point numbers like 3.14, 49.1, anything or any number which has a decimal place in it, that falls under this double. Next is boolean. So what are these booleans? Booleans are nothing but true and false statements. So if condition, then if it is true, then go for the execution. If it is false, leave the loop. In the same way, we will be using this true and false statements. Next is null. This is a special type that only has one value, that is null. Strings. These strings are the sequence of characters, like PHP supports string operations. Okay, so PHP also supports for the strings which can be used. So for that you have to use the variable type called as strings or the data type called as strings. Arrays. These are named and indexed collection of other values. Objects are instances of programmer defined classes which can package up both other kinds of values and functions that are specific to the classes. So these are the 8 data types which can be used to construct the variables, and whatever variables you are using in this PHP will always start with a dollar symbol. Okay, will always start. dollar symbol. So that you have to keep it in mind. Whatever the variables you declare in PHP will always start with a dollar symbol. So these are the list of commands that is used in PHP. One is ceil, count, die, echo, empty, exit, file get contents, file put contents, get env, header, HTML entities, include, ini set, is set, mail, md5, mkdir, php info, preg match, print r, rand, require, str replace. So here die is used for, you need to at least know these are the commands in PHP and what these commands does. So there might be questions popping up in the examination saying this command is used for, or the function which is performed by that command can be used. We look into it in the question paper section or question sections. So here die is used to terminate, echo to print, exit to leave, get contents, put contents, get env to get the environmental variables. Then here we are using this php info to get the information, preg match to match the patterns, print r, a rand to generate a random variables, str replace to replace the strings. So you should be knowing about what functions does these commands perform in PHP. Okay, uh, just keep a note on all these things, so it might be helpful for you in the examinations. So now we will be moving on to the question papers or questions which has appeared in the previous year question papers. So if in the DCET, one thing is, whatever the questions is, it will be straightforward, at least when it comes to PHP. So you might be asked to write the output of a given function, or you might be asked regarding any commands or any functions which are being used in the PHP. Okay, so if you are well versed in the commands that has been used in PHP, and if you know the skeleton of the PHP structures, you should be able to answer this section very easily. Okay, you will be able to answer the section very easily. One more thing is, whenever a variable or a function is being used in PHP, keep it in mind that it is case sensitive. Okay, if you are giving $COLOR in small letters, then it has a meaning. If you are giving $CO in small, LORS in capitals, it has a different meaning. If you are giving dollar and COLORS in capital words, it has a different meaning. Okay, so this PHP is very much case sensitive. Let's move on to the questions. So the script execution in PHP is terminated using the function. So as we have discussed in the commands list, so to terminate a function, we have four options. One is quit, die, break, or terminate. So which function can be used to terminate the PHP execution? It will be obviously die. Okay, please do not confuse with the terminate here. In PHP, to terminate a script execution, we will be using the function called as die. Okay, the break function is used to come out of the if loop or for else if loop or the while loop. Okay, the looping statements, to come out of the looping statements or to stop the execution of the looping statements, we will be using break. Okay, die is a function which is being used to terminate the script execution of PHP. Okay, so the next question will move on. In PHP, the state information on a client's computer is maintained using A. State, B. Resource, C. Tools, or D. Cookies. So the state information on a client's computer is whatever the client is viewing on his browser. So this you might be getting from all the websites which you use. So allow cookies or allow notifications to manage the cookies, or allow cookies to look on your browsing page. So you will be getting a pop-up, right? So that will be generated. So in PHP, the state information on a client's computer is always maintained using D cookies. Keep this in mind. It is maintained using the cookies. The state information on a client's computer is maintained using cookies. Let's move to the next question. PHP stores the environment variables and their values in the which command? It is $env command. So here we have four different options. One is server, key, and the value. So server, here $server, keep it in mind, $server is used to have a note on the headers, paths, and scripts in the PHP. Key is, it will be used in the arrays. So it is used in the arrays, and the values, whenever a array has been initialized or whenever you are taking up the values, so to key value page, whenever you are checking out, you will be using this $value. So the PHP stores the environment variables and their values in the $environment. Okay, keep this in mind. And next is the next question. Dash function is used to specify case insensitive pattern matches in PHP. So this is, the answer is PREG. Okay. And the questions will be very simple. Just you need to keep up on the lines of the commands which has been used in PHP, and whatever the functionalities that the commands perform in PHP, you need to keep it in mind. The next thing is, dash keyword specifies that the attribute must be in the document. It is hash required. So required is a keyword that specifies the attribute must be present in the document. Okay, so these are some of the keywords which are used in PHP that performs different operations. So whenever I say the attribute must be present in the document, then the keyword which I have to use is required. So I said you that there will be the question on output. This is a very simple question. So you can see the structure here. It is starting with angular braces and the question mark, followed by PHP print. In the double quotes we have echo hello world and question mark closing angular braces. So what will be the output of this code? They have asked what will be the output of this code. So what will be the output here? Don't get confused. Here they have used both print and echo, but look at the double quotes. If anything which is being specified in either print statement or echo statement within the double quotes, that means the content which you have specified in the double quotes will be executed or will be displayed on the screen. So here when I say print echo hello world which is there in the double quotes, the print function prints this echo hello world on the screen. If it was print echo then hello world in the double quotes, then it would throw an error because you cannot use both print and echo in a single statement. If you have used echo space double quotes hello world, then it would also give the answer as hello world. So here you have used print in the double quotes echo hello world, then the output of the following or the output of the code would be echo hello world. Okay, do not get confused with these things. Please be very careful while answering such kind of questions because this might confuse you a bit. Okay, so check out for the double quotes, check out the structure of the program, how it is, and then go on for answering it. Okay, next, as I ask you, who is the father of PHP? We have discussed this. The father of PHP is, yes, Rasmus Lerdorf. Okay, Rasmus Lerdorf is the father of PHP. So PHP numerically indexed array begin with dash position. So which position does the array in the PHP start with? It usually starts with 0. Okay, PHP numerically indexed array begin with 0th position. Keep it in mind. PHP numerically indexed array begin with 0th position. Okay, The next question, which inbuilt function will add a value to the end of an array? Okay, see here they have specified what operation has to be performed and where it has to be performed. Okay, what action has to be performed? It is adding of a value. The operation here is the adding of the value. So where you are doing this operation or where you are adding this value, you are adding the value at the end of an array. Okay, he has also specified the position. He has specified that it has to be at the end of an array. The operation here is to perform addition of a value, addition in the sense adding of a value, where? To the end of the array, and this has to be done by using an inbuilt function. So here he has given 4 inbuilt functions. So the answer for this question would be array push. Okay, push, the fourth option, array underscore push, will add a value to the end of an array. Okay, keep it in mind. Array push is an inbuilt function in PHP which will add a value to the end of an array. Okay, the next thing is in PHP the pattern matching. In PHP, in pattern matching, the dash regular expressions are compiled into PHP. So there is one regular expression that is by default compiled into PHP. Okay, which means whenever you give a regular expression or whenever you give a pattern matching, this type of regular expression is taken by default by the PHP. So which is that particular regular expression he has asked? So the answer for this is POSIX. Okay, POSIX regular expressions are compiled into PHP by default. Okay, the in pattern matching, the POSIX regular expressions are compiled into PHP. Okay, by default. So these are the few kind of questions which can be asked in your diploma CET examinations. So please be very careful while answering this, and then yeah, be in line with the commands which is used, be in line with the common commands which is being used in PHP. What are the functionalities performed by the particular commands in the PHP, and then a few general basic things about the PHP. So this would be sufficient for you to answer any questions regarding PHP and its arrays, forms and variables also. And as I said, the variables should start with a dollar sign. Okay, should start with a dollar sign. So this is something about your PHP session on the for the DCET training. Okay, all the very best for your exams. Thank you so much.